In this WrestleTalk news, the mystery partner for War Games revealed, Bryan Danielson confirms when he'll stop wrestling full-time, Luke's review of RAW, and more.
Support WrestleTalk!
On last night's episode of RAW, Asuka faced Rhea Ripley for the advantage going into this weekend's War Games match, though Asuka was fighting for the currently 4-winning team, featuring herself, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Mia Yim, newly renamed to Michin. While Ripley won the match, meaning the heels will have the advantage in the match, the correct thing to do and way to book a War Games match, the final member of the babyface squad wasn't revealed on the show, with Bianca instead announcing they'll be announced on this Friday's episode of SmackDown instead. And now we might know exactly who that is. Despite speculation from fans online pointing to a potential Sasha Banks return, primarily because there appears to be a little bit of blue hair on the match graphic featuring the unannounced participant in the match, Fightful Select weighed in with their own report. According to them, as of last week, Becky Lynch was expected back in WWE soon after suffering a separated shoulder at this year's SummerSlam in her match with Bianca Belair. Moreover, Lynch has reportedly been discussed and planned as the mystery 5th partner in the Survivor Series War Games match, though of course it is always worth noting that plans can change. But if this does ring true, it means we might be seeing Lynch back on our screens as soon as this coming episode of SmackDown, and her alignment with Bianca Belair would make a lot of sense given their alignment following SummerSlam and subsequent stare-down with the newly debuted Damage Control. Would you like to see Lynch in the War Games match? Let us know in the comments. Over in AEW, Bryan Danielson has confirmed when he's going to stop wrestling full-time, a day which will make everyone very sad indeed. Speaking to Ron Funches on his podcast, Danielson stated that, "I'm not going to be a full-time wrestler for much longer. When my AEW contract is up, that's pretty much me being done being a full-time wrestler." Though we may see a stop to Danielson being in the ring every week, he made sure to state that as long as it's something that brings him joy, he's happy to continue to wrestle every once in a while for the rest of his life. Honestly, a Bryan Danielson managerial or coaching role with the occasional match sounds delightful, or even a proper part-time wrestling schedule like a Brock Lesnar and just wrestling big matches I also wouldn't complain about. Whatever makes him happy. After this weekend's Survivor Series War Games, WWE don't have another premium live event scheduled until the Royal Rumble at the end of January, which is absolutely wild for WWE. It's like it's some sort of off-season or something. Maybe someone else has suggested an off-season in WWE specifically at this time of the year too. Maybe you should go watch that video. Who can say? But even though we're still in November, the Rumble next year looks like it's already set to be a huge success, with its live gate already surpassing the $5 million mark, making it the largest gate of a Royal Rumble in history. As of November 18th, there were reportedly over 30,000 tickets sold for the Rumble, according to WrestleTalk, so it's set to be a hell of a show, and I, for one, am rather excited about it. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video so you can stay updated on the latest wrestling news.
Before Luke gets into his Raw review, a reminder in case you missed it yesterday that this week is Established Titles Week. For this week, Established Titles will be sponsoring the WrestleTalk news, and we get to tell you about the great work they're doing, not just in providing a very cool gift, but their work in helping heal the planet. If you click our link in the description below and use the code WrestleTalk on checkout, you can get an additional 10% off your order, in addition to the huge Black Friday sale they're running. But what are established titles? Based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are called lairds, you can make yourself or someone you want to give a gift a lord or lady for realsies. Purchasing a title pack gives the receiver a 1-foot square plot of land in Scotland with a certificate and crest to make their lord or ladyship official, which means you can genuinely update your credit card, plane tickets, dating profiles, and anything else with Lord or Lady before it. And for every purchase, Established Titles works with One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to help global reforestation efforts, which is why we're so happy to have Established Titles Week here at WrestleTalk. The first 200 people to click the link below will have their plot essentially next to mine in Scotland, meaning we can start the WrestleTalk Kingdom and begin our plan to take over the world. And you get 10% off using the code WrestleTalk at checkout too, on top of their massive Black Friday sale. Tune back in tomorrow for the next day of Established Titles Week here at WrestleTalk. Title that title. See you tomorrow.
And now it's time for my review of Monday Night Raw, aka you should probably just watch SmackDown at this point edition of Monday Night Raw. in about 5 minutes. The show opened with the hot closing angle from SmackDown as Kevin Owens came out to address why he joined Sheamus' team for Survivor Series this weekend. He said it wasn't about Sami Zayn, but methinks it sort of is about Sami Zayn, and it's actually about dethroning Roman Reigns. This should add an interesting dynamic to the Sheamus team, as Sheamus is clearly gunning for a title shot himself, which could cause some conflict on the good guy side. The Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre came out through the crowd and felt like absolute megastars on this show, and this brought out the Judgment Day to have a promo war. This really exemplifies the good that Triple H has done since taking over the creative process of WWE. Before the summer, the Brawling Brutes were a group of lads that no one cared about and actually made fun of because Pete Dunne was renamed Butch and given a terrible Scrappy Doo gimmick. Meanwhile, the Judgment Day were just a group of losers that kept losing to Edge because they're big losers. But now, as we near the end of the year, the Brawling Brutes are one of the most over trios on the SmackDown roster, and the Judgment Day feel like the single biggest thing on Monday Night Raw, which meant that when it led to a trios match between Judgment Day and the Brawling Brutes, I was genuinely excited. This feels like what the old Raw vs SmackDown Survivor Series should have felt like, but never quite did. It was also a great match with amazing performances, but the standout for me, and I can't quite believe this one either, was Dominic Mysterio. He was a great chicken S-word heel hiding behind both Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, only to be left alone in the ring with Sheamus to a massive reaction. He tried to run away but was chased back to the ring by the OC, got his chest absolutely pummeled by Sheamus, and took the bro kick for the Brawling Brutes win. And they should win, of course, as they're the ones that are on the pay-per-view this week. But I can't help but feel this was a bit of a step back for Judgment Day, especially as Balor is also on the pay-per-view. Later on in the show, Judgment Day brawled with the OC in the parking lot, which was wonderfully chaotic fun that was poorly shot. And I still wish that was the pay-per-view match rather than the singles one. Johnny Gargano was supposed to have a match with The Miz, but The Miz revealed he'd injured his hand doing a TikTok. Should have made a Hive joke. With his injury meaning he couldn't wrestle, he brought out the replacement for Gargano to face Omos, who got the same level of reaction Bobby Fish got when he asked where the lie is.
And I mean, folks, where's the lie?
Bless Gargano's cotton socks as he tried to make Omos look good, but there's only so much one man can do. Omos was clumsy, slow, and boring, and then he won. Gargano also got new music, so this is a big thumbs down from me. Seth Rollins cut an excellent promo which referenced the Goonies, and because I'm 40 in a few years, I understood that reference. Theory cut a fantastic return promo from the locker room and then faced Mustafa Ali in a really good match that Theory won with A-Town down. Bobby Lashley came out for a brawl with him and Theory ran away, which seems slightly out of step with this brand new character of his, and it led to Lashley beating up Ali some more because clearly no one likes Ali backstage. They announced that Rollins would defend the US title this Saturday in a triple threat with Lashley and Theory, and I kind of think that they might put the belt back on Theory to get this new character over. The Alpha Academy took on Matt Riddle and Elias, aka the Wish.com version of RK Bro, and the good guys won in a match that got really great by the end. The crowd didn't care much at all at the start, with Elias's hot tag getting that Bobby Fish anti-pop, but they really picked up and everyone got into it as they all got in to do their big moves, even breaking out into a light "This is awesome" chant. Baron Corbin and JBL played some poker backstage, and then Corbin took on Drew McIntyre in what was apparently a WrestleMania rematch, but I have zero memory of these two having a match at WrestleMania. It was a big beefy boy bout, and then had some comedy thrown in at the end, as Akira Tozawa, ditching the Vince McMahon version of his character, stole JBL's hat and distracted Corbin to allow Drew to hit the Claymore for the win. And the main event of the show was Asuka versus Rhea Ripley, where the winner will gain the team advantage for War Games. I think it says a lot about the and friend status that Asuka has found herself in since aligning with Bianca Belair that she came out for her singles match to Belair's music. At least Rhea Ripley came out to her own theme. But the big problem here is that this angle highlighted just how unimportant Raw feels at the moment. The big storyline going into War Games isn't who gets the advantage. That's for the heel team to have, and it should always be that way. In this case, it's who is the fifth member of Belair's team. Could it be Candice LeRae? Could it be Beth Phoenix? Could it be Becky Lynch, as Pete discussed in his news portion? Could it be the returning Sasha Banks? It's a genuinely interesting and intriguing angle, but there was no urgency to it on this episode of Raw. Instead, you've got to watch SmackDown to find out who it is. Why on earth is this Raw storyline And this is a Raw storyline getting its big reveal on the other show? The answer, of course, is because SmackDown is the bigger show with the bigger audience on the bigger network. This is setting a precedent that Raw is inconsequential. Why bother watching Raw when it just gets recapped on SmackDown anyway, and all the important bits are on the blue brand? Raw right now feels like SmackDown did in the pre-brand split days. In some ways, it feels like SmackDown did in the early days of the second brand split. Second fiddle, second best, second place. Then when you think back to earlier in the show, SmackDown's Brawling Brutes beat Raw's Judgment Day, and SmackDown's Drew McIntyre beat Raw's Baron Corbin. Raw feels so unimportant in the grand scheme of things when SmackDown has all the coolest wrestlers, the best storylines, and all the focus. And that's only exacerbated when Raw is a whole hour longer and feels twice as long to watch. Ripley and Asuka had a good match, which Rhea won clean with the Riptide. And this led to a rather predictable brawl between the two teams. You better tune into SmackDown to see the actually important part of this story. So that was this week's Raw, and as a go-home show for the pay-per-view, it didn't quite land for me. The wrestling was solid, at times really good, but nothing felt like it mattered. I'm sure SmackDown will be so much better because it always is. Raw is still 1,000 times better than it was earlier this year, but that doesn't mean it's without fault. This week's Raw is 3 out of 5.
In this WrestleTalk news, CM Punk removed from the AEW game, MJF reveals his friction with Tony Khan, all the fallout from Full Gear, and more.